Hi, my name is László Krémer, and I'm going to talk about my Jira Cloud learnings. I'm a productivity engineer working at TrueMotion. I used to administer Jira server for a few years ago. I've been in engineer and manager roles in DevOps and engineering productivity areas. I got closer to Jira again earlier this year. Now I'm working with Jira Cloud, so that's a new thing for me, and I hope that my presentation will be useful for anyone who just started recently with Jira Cloud or soon to start. About myself, as I said, I used to administer Jira, and I did some configuration changes here and there. I did also develop an add-on for it. My favorite topic is engine productivity, so that's why I like to talk about this one. Engineering productivity and efficiency. I'm interested in what makes an engineering organization, productive and efficient. I'm working at TrueMotion. The company's mission is to use technology and data to make driving safer. We have offices in Boston and Budapest, and the company is creating an app that you install on your phone, and that delivers the telematics to servers, and that helps discovering any accidents and driving telematics. At this company, I'm looking at internal tooling, and also engineering processes and release steps, release processes. We have open positions in every locations, in data engineering field, quality engineering positions, backend and mobile and security engineering roles. So that's about me and TrueMotion. So the presentation will be about my cloud learnings, a few words about the general differences, and I also started to work with the automation in Jira Cloud, and I had to work with ScriptRunner, so a few steps how to start with post functions. Disclaimer: whatever I say, and that's as of now. So it's a cloud product. It evolves, it changes. It can change in the next hour. And the instance I'm working with, that's a vanilla instance. It's not super configured. It has a few add-ons and config changes, but that's all. And yes, that's a big ecosystem. There can be add-ons and tools that solves the problems I propose. So yeah, that's the intro. The first section. So the Jira Cloud and server, there are differences a lot. I'm not going to go into the architectural differences, but so what can you first met with administering it? One important one is the changes on the licensing side. So we used to manage our licenses in the my.atlassian.com interface. That got a little bit closer to your instance. So you can quickly navigate to the administration portal, and from there you can go to the admin.atlassian.com. This is where all your licenses are. So if you go and sign up for a trial license with the same account, you can quickly switch to that one from this interface. Yes, so the admin.atlassian.com, that manages the whole site. So this notion of site, that means that under a site that's an umbrella, you have Confluence, Jira, Bitbucket, so whatever license you have, and you can manage all of them. So that's a significant change. You can set up site administrators, so a person who can manage licenses and many other things, but a Jira admin is not necessarily a site admin, so that's a major difference. And this Jira administrator might not be able to add or remove the users or groups. So Jira used to have user and group administration interface if you use the internal directory. That went away, so that's gone. You have to make sure that you're a site admin if you want to manage the users and groups. So that's an interesting one, but watch out. Managing the application. Application log. If you faced any issues with your application, so Jira hit an error and you didn't know what happened, you went to the application log in the server world and checked the logs. That's it. Now you cannot access this. If you need to dive deep, you have to contact support. There is no way around. All you have is an audit log. So if anyone changed a configuration, then you can go and check which of the administrators changed the configs, but that's all. So previously you had the chance to go into the application to log in the server and check the application logs. Now you only have the audit log, so that shows the configuration changes which any of the administrator did, but you cannot access the bare logs, the application logs. If you need to dive deep, what happened, you need to contact support. I need to say that in the past 4 months I'm working with Jira Cloud. I didn't have to do that, so it is stable enough that it's not failing. I might have been lucky so far. Another difference that is really matters in the compared to the server world is backups. So previously, when I was a server admin, we had a setup where the database was backed up hourly. The database log was also backed up every 15 minutes, so we really had prepared pretty well. And also the files were backed up daily. The differential backup was also set up. Now it's gone, so you cannot create an hourly backups. I mean, every 15 minutes backups. It is time limited, so you have to prepare that this is a little bit changed. If you had a setup that required this, you have to get used to it. Also, with regarding management, if you had any in-house add-ons, so I had created an event listener that I manually installed to the server. I was able to quickly add changes. That's also gone. You have to upload all your add-ons to the marketplace. This is good and bad. You get closer to the marketplace, but you have less quick control over the in-house add-ons. Yes, I've tried to express that Jira Cloud is really in flux. It's always changing. Basically, you're less in control. That's a good thing, and also might be surprising. The good thing is that you always get new features. So you probably know that there is a notion of classic project and a next gen project that is changed pretty recently in the last few weeks to company managed and team managed. I didn't have to upgrade Jira to do it. Why it matters? So at the company I'm working at, people started to create next-gen project because they thought that okay, this is going to be the successor of the regular projects, and they realized afterwards they created a lot of tickets that it is not working similarly to the classic projects. You cannot do as much customizations or query that complex tickets. So we are moving back to the classic projects, and probably that was one of the reasons why Atlassian changed it to company managed and team managed. So it's more self-explanatory to everyone, and the new issue view. So you know that it is changing. There is for me that's a little bit negative impact. Creating stories under the epic is failing because we have a create validator. So if you create something, it is not going to tell you why it's failing. It only shows that the Jira wasn't able to create the ticket itself. So that's a little bit negative impact, but at least we are able to switch back to the old issue view. So with the quickly changing environment, we are going to have bugs. It's a cloud service, so every cloud service is going to have bugs because the developers are continuously introducing new and new services, which is a good thing. You get quicker updates, but the downside is that a few weeks ago the sprint renaming function didn't work because there was a bug. So the upside of being in a cloud service, that the fixes are going to be quick. You don't need to upgrade the instances, and also the bugs are going to hopefully be smaller and smaller. So Atlassian is putting big effort in this whole thing, and the bugs will have less and less impact hopefully. But overall, you're going to have less and less control, so you cannot wait for a next version that doesn't have a certain bug. With regarding the administration, that is also getting more and more easy. So Atlassian is putting a big effort to make Atlassian administration easy. Good examples. The automation evolves very quickly. I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. That helps all the admins big time. Sandbox. That is also a quickly changing thing. In January, a few months ago, I talked to Meta-Inf that, okay guys, can you advise how to have a sandbox environment, because I'm in the cloud. I used to have these dev and staging environments. That's very useful because you see the impact of your changes and you can try out things. But I didn't have it. And in April, 3 months later, it's not only present, so the sandbox is there, but you also have the ability to do the data copy process. So you don't need to create a backup, upload it again. It's automated, so that's pretty cool. And I didn't have to upgrade Jira, so it's a zero effort from our side. I suspect that the possible possible next level for administration will be a little bit better impact visualization. So why you need a sandbox environment is because you are unsure the impact. What is going to happen? Am I going to mess up something? So you want to try it out. And if we are going to have hopefully a little bit better impact visualization before and after a comparison, that is going to be pretty cool. So hopefully that comes next. I don't know. I have seen a few add-ons that solve it, but we'll see if we need to solve it by add-ons, installing add-ons, or or will it be built in? And another one is a similar one, configuration as code. There might be already add-ons that do this. I need to probably look a little bit deeper the marketplace, but that is where we are going. It should be a pull request, all the changes. If you are managing 10,000 of users, you probably want to have this feature. So that's about the general differences, and a few words about the automation. What cannot you do with the automation in Jira Cloud? First of all, what's this? This is an automation tool that is that can solve a lot of things what you already have done with Groovy scripts in post functions, for example, or manually run the Groovy scripts. You can automate many of them, and it's in a visual format, so you'll have easier time to start with. If you need to do more elaborate automation rules, that's more tricky, but the majority of the automation, what you already have done with Groovy scripts, can be done with this tool. And also, that's a cloud service. It is going to evolve, and new rule details are going to show up. Navigate to admin, system, scroll down to administration. This is where you can create the rules. Why I like it is because it's transparent. You can easily understand what another admin have done, or a project administrator has done, because if it's limited to a project, then a project administrator can also see the rule, take a look at it, how successful it was, and so on. So first what you can do with it, how it works. You have to specify what events you are looking for, like regular events, issue events. It's updated or created or transitioned. And the fun thing is that you can use other object events, like fixed versions, or a sprint is created, or the fixed version was released. You can hook on those two, and many other things. So I've added a subset to the presentation, but there will be new events. You can also schedule queries. I had a situation when I had to look for a result set of a JQL and do stuff when 24 hours expired. I was able to do it without the service desk, with webhooks. So that's a powerful one. With webhooks, you can hook on external stuff too. And the next step is you can set up conditions. I didn't deep dive into conditions yet. You can probably do many nested conditions, but I didn't have to use that. The actions, that's very interesting. What will be the result? Triggering webhooks, so that's the most important one. I think the most interesting one. So you can update the Jira field if you need to do it. But with webhooks, if it's a Lambda, then integrating with any other tools becomes very easy. So if a ticket is updated, I mean the assign is updated, a condition is okay, then you trigger webhook and you call Lambda and you, I don't know, initiate a release or anything like that. So that's a pretty good one. Yeah, and I mentioned that there is a nice set of issue actions, fixed version actions. That's a good thing. Limitations. What cannot you do? Custom fields you can. So you can interact with custom fields. Only a few is not yet supported. So more complex custom fields. One interesting part that can be a bug. I realized that if you have generic events in the workflow, that is the only event that triggers the automation. If you have custom, so if you have set up custom events, it will not trigger the automation. I assume that Atlassian steers you away from more deeply configured workflows to the automation where it's more visual, so it's less of a hidden magic. But I don't know. It only can be. It might be only a bug. Date times that can be tricky. I had a situation where I had to go back to Groovy scripts. That's good. It's not a full map of the API. That's very important. If you hit on limitations, you can go back to Groovy scripts. You need to solve it programmatically or via script. Events are not hooks, so that also happens. That if you expect an automation to realize that an issue, a ticket is updated, it is not a hook. So you cannot stop the event propagation. You cannot do something before the ticket is updated. The event is already triggered. It's fired. Jira doesn't care what you do after that. So you, for example, you cannot update, fill the epic name from its summary before it's created. If you want to do that, it's not working. It's a different mindset, and you cannot stop transitions with automation conditions or rules. What you can see on the presentation is that the executions are limited. That depends on what tier you are in, what you are paying for. If you have a high tier, you probably have unlimited executions, but in a smaller tier, your executions are limited. It's not working in a way that the execution is going to charge you more and more money. It's simply limited. It stops working. I tried it out. This is how it worked. That also can change, but there are a lot of executions included in most of the tiers. So approximately 200 or 300 per user. So you have to do a lot of automation if you manage to exceed it, and it resets every 30 days. So monthly, you get these executions. And the last topic is ScriptRunner. So I mentioned that I had to work with ScriptRunner. I had to work with post functions. Small differences. Not small differences. It approaches Jira from a different API. So it has different documentation too. You cannot use the old Groovy scripts. You have to rewrite them. So what I did, what the first interaction with ScriptRunner and Groovy scripts was that do some trickery once the ticket is created or transitioned. And yes, I realized that I have to think a little bit differently. A few tips. So if you look up the documentation, you can find many ideas how to get to a ticket. Here are some tips. So if you use the script console to test your script, you can see in the first line that if you want to get the ticket key from from the transition, you need to refer the issue.key. When you are testing it in the script console, there is no transition. So you have to manually add the ticket number that you want to test with. If you go live, you change it back to the issue key. And yeah, there are two mostly used things. I want to retrieve the ticket. This is how you do it. You get a map, and also with the custom fields, you can quickly get these and start to interact with. Okay, you did some trickery, changed the fields, created a new value, for example, for a new custom field. This is how you store it. You have to grab this small piece of code and you can store the changes. And if you want to store a comment, that's also a frequently asked one in the Atlassian community. That's the code for it. It's not super complex, but I wanted everyone to see that this is the way how to do it. Again, it's incompatible with the server edition, and you also need to be aware of that there is an event rate limiting. So only 60 events is done, registered. So if you need to do a lot of script running, that can be a showstopper. Probably there will be changes around there, but I haven't exceeded that limitation. But if you troubleshoot, then please be aware of this one too. And these were my 3 sessions. Thank you for your attention, and hopefully this will be useful for you.